And welcome back to the Toy Lounge, and we're going to be looking at our first Fortnite figure. We're looking at Teknique. And Teknique is a part of the solo mode wave. If we take a closer look, I don't know much about this game. The main reason why I picked this wave up is these guys are 1 to 18 scale, and I was recently in a game shop and saw an array of these displayed on the shelves, and I was just wowed. They look absolutely amazing, and this guy here being a 1 to 18 scale guy, I had to pick these up. Not knowing much about the game at all. I've never played it. I've seen it. I've seen reviews of it. I know it's a very popular game online at the moment. Kind of like a cartoony Counter-Strike game in third-person mode. That's about all I know about the game. Just take a closer look at the package. And the artwork on the side of the figure itself is a very close resemblance of what we get inside the package. Which I'm quite pleased. Looks like a lot of paintwork there, a lot of detail. They look like to have a lot of articulation. The articulation seems to be on par with current modern G.I. Joes. Taking a look at the back quickly, there's no read up of the character, unfortunately, so I don't know much about the character, what she does in the game, what her abilities are. We have Bandolier, also in the wave, Drift, Raptor, and Carbide, I believe that's pronounced. Each figure sold separately. These figures are brought to us by Jazwares, who I believe are also responsible for the Roblox toy line that's currently out as well. Fortnite, Teknique, spray up a storm. So far it looks good. Inside the package it looks good, but we've got to open her up and see if all the articulation holds up, whether it's flimsy. I have been disappointed in new 1 to 18 scale toy lines before, where limbs break off easily. I'm hoping this is a good toy line and all the articulation works. So stick around, we're going to open her up and have a closer look. And here we have Teknique outside of her packaging, and I have to say the Toy Lounge is very pleased after playing around with her articulation. Everything seems to work really well. The joints are very nice and tight. It's of a good, solid, good quality plastic. So yeah, very pleased with this, and looking forward to opening up all the other figures on the line, which there seems to be a plenty of. It does come with a check sheet. We'll just put Teknique onto the side for a moment, or a checklist with all the other figures in the wave. and more heroes dropping in soon, as advertised here. So looking forward to that. And I don't have everything yet, but I will pick everything up eventually, and they do look very interesting. Some larger boxes, a bit more pricier with more accessories. But hey, it's Christmas. It's time to spend some money on myself anyway. And for you guys to have a look as well. A lot of weapons. Good to see more 1 to 18 scale weaponry. There's a lot here. And I'm assuming they come in smaller accessory packs. And if you notice on the top of the list here, you've got the rare items, legendary, common, rare. I guess they're all in the colours are in order of easy to find, and the legendary assuming they're going to be the real hard to find stuff. And they're all listed here in their colours of hard to find or common. Interesting. On the back, more weapons, harvesting tools. If you guys know about the game, then you'll know what's going on here. I have no idea. And back blings. These things must all come in accessory packs and gliders. I have no idea what that is. You guys probably do. Put that away. Let's have a look at our Teknique. She stands very easily, and she does come with a figure stand as well. Get you a closer look at the figure stand. I'm assuming this is somehow related to the game as well. I really need to look at this game. I haven't had much time to game over the years. The last time I seriously gamed was probably when I spent most of my youth, my 20s, on Counter-Strike. The good old days. Those days are gone. But we're still collecting toys. So she does plug into the peg hole quite easily. And she comes with a paint roller. Which fits in her hand. I guess that's one way to put it in. I'm guessing she's better off holding this with two hands. Let's see how this goes. Come on, Toyland, you can do this. You've done this before. Don't make me look bad in front of all my viewers. Okay, there we go. That works. Nice and tight. Good. We'll just move that to the side and have a closer look at Teknique herself. Very lovely head sculpt. She has a hoodie that is removable. Sits back on very easily. As a G.I. Joe collector, you could probably use this as a modern day Zarana, Zartan's sister, maybe, with the purple hair. Although I know she had pink. But hey, it's 2018, she's upgraded to purple maybe. But very good head sculpt. With tilted written on her cap. The paint overall is pretty decent. You may notice some missing paint on her, or some blotchy paint on her forearm where it meets the wrist. But it's not too bad, it's pretty decent overall. Especially for a 1/18 scale figure. Now, the awesome part about this figure is the articulation, and for a figure of this size, Jazwares has done a really good job, an extremely good job. For me personally, it's on par with Marvel Legends, which is a larger 6-inch scale line. And in my opinion, getting that type of articulation with a figure of this size is more of a challenge, especially making it work well and functional. I've noticed a lot of figures in this scale, they've added in the articulation, but it doesn't necessarily work really well. But in this case, I'm pleasantly amazed of the job they've done here. Let's have a look quickly at the articulation. Her head does rotate full 360 and looks up and down on that ball joint, and on the neck she has another hinge joint which is able to rock her head forward and backwards. Shoulders go out. About there. Bends at the elbow. You don't get a 90-degree bend, but that's sufficient for me. I'm fine with that. Rotates at the elbow, full 360. Rotates in the wrist and has a wrist swivel as well to bend the hand backwards and forwards. She has a mid-torso articulation, rotates fully 360. Also rotates in the waist. I couldn't tell whether the figure could do that when I first opened it up, but also rotates in the waist. That is awesome. They didn't really have to do that, but they did anyway. Legs go out to about there. Also has the upper thigh swivel or upper thigh cut. Double jointed at the knees. Get some good knee articulation, bends back there. Rotates in the ankles. And also bends backwards and forwards on the ankles as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think for a figure of this scale, they've pretty much covered every single articulation. Probably the only thing that I don't see here is the bicep swivel, but for me, if you've got that elbow rotation, you don't really need that upper bicep cut at all. Plus this looks a lot cleaner. That's just my opinion anyway. I'm very pleased with this figure and I cannot wait to open up the rest of these guys. Maybe one issue I would have is, if you notice, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, I'll try to show it the best I can. The lower legs sit flush with the knee joint, but the thighs actually sit a bit further back, making that knee joint stick a little out from above. You can see it there. I'd preferably like it if it was more flush with the whole leg, but that's just my minor complaint. But overall the figure looks great. And just to give you an idea of the size of the figure, just gets my little measuring tape out, and she stands, well, she doesn't stand, she falls, but if we get her to stand again, she's just under 4 inches. So definitely in that 3 3/4 inch scale. I'm assuming the male figures may be a little taller, just over the 4 inch line, but we'll compare those in another video. And here's a quick comparison with a Leonard's Toys, just to give you an idea of scale again. So scales in pretty well. But of course a lot more articulation. So very pleased, very excited to start collecting a new line, a new toy line in this scale, which is on par with modern G.I. Joes. Very excited. That's about it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned. I'm getting all these guys. I'm picking them all up. We're gonna look at them here, review them all, have a closer look. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you soon, guys. Thank you.